coming in hot.
Laura!
Listen, I know you guys are busy, but I need some advice.
Oh, sure. I assume it's about your double proposal.
Yeah, I just can't decide between Stefan and Steve.
Right.
You're kidding, right?
Oh, Dad. Stop it right there. You see what Carl's face is looking like. Okay, we getting into the thick of it with the life lessons of Steve and Laura. And why? Because of Steve and Laura time all the time, guys. We got something going on right here. I'm not liking Carl's energy here, though. You know what I'm saying? Laura's trying to sit down, talk to Papa. You know, Mama and Papa, you know, get some good advice. And I'm not liking the vibe right now. I don't know.
Right?
Daddy. No, actually, it's a much harder decision than I thought it would be.
You're kidding, right?
Look at the mom's face.
Stefan is handsome and sophisticated.
Here we
Yes,
go.
he's a top model and makes a lot of money.
Stefan would make a great husband. Any girl would be lucky to have him.
And then there's Steve.
This is so funny to me and interesting and all those things because this is what Laura has been hearing about Stefan. Nothing deep, nothing to build a relationship on. He's smooth. He makes a lot of money. He's a model. There's no love. There's no compatibility. There's no purpose. There's not even a do you love him? Do you love me? Do you love me now? I'm sorry, y'all. The songs come out of me. Okay, but there's not even any of that. Okay? Any woman would be lucky to have him. And then here we go with Carl's face again, talking about Steve. I'm like, man, why the bad energy? All right, let's go. Let's hear him out.
Now, there are many wonderful things about Steve.
There really are, yes.
Name one.
Well, now, see, I am hesitating because even though Steve has many wonderful qualities, he has a few less wonderful qualities, and for some reason, only the less wonderful qualities are coming to mind at the moment.
That show, guys, is when your parents say, we don't want you with that dude. But you have to ask the question, why though? Is Steve a bad guy? No. You know what I'm saying? Has he loved Laura since he can remember? Yes. You know, has he treated Laura in ways that no other man, including daddy right there? Well, I mean, he raised her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, ain't nobody gonna top him. He raised her. But has Steve been the guy that has been the standard for Laura? Had her back? They have this amazing friendship. It's like none of that's. Let's go. I want to go back to this again, though. Let's go back to what Carl said here. Check this out.
And sophisticated.
Yes, he's a top model and makes a lot of money.
Stefan would make a great husband.
I wanted to go back to Laura. I thought this was funny, right? Because as they're going on their little soliloquy of, you know, the beautiful things about Stefan, this is Laura's face. This is her. She's listening, but this is Laura's face. As in, you're not saying anything to her that one, she does not already know, but two, that she's really not that impressed by. She's really not. Now we got to go back here real quick.
The reason you don't love me is because I'm weak. Steve, that's not true. Is it? No. There's lots of reasons why I don't love you. Really? We'll name a couple.
Laura's so bad.
Well, you're stubborn, irritating, loud, obnoxious, pushy, clumsy.
I said a couple.
So powerful because as you grow, you notice the growth in other people, and something that was, you know, that you looked at was stubborn is now persistence, right? We gotta pay attention though. That's Laura's list right now. It will change. It will change.
Well, is there anything you do like about me?
Well, you're intelligent. I like that. In fact, I think brains are very sexy.
Sexy.
Admit it, you have feelings for Steve Urkel.
Maxine, fix your face. She weird.
Just a little bit.
I love it.
Dating Stefan Urkel, he is gorgeous and smooth, and Steve is not.
I know. But Steve has other qualities I find attractive.
Look, oh my. You realize who you're connected to, and you realize who you're not connected to. And that's what Laura's doing right now.
He's kind,
Steve is kind.
generous.
Yep.
He's smart.
Yep. All those things.
I got my pants on.
And he makes me laugh.
What are we seeing here? Same energy, right? Stefan, Steve, no, yucky, right? But then Laura says, you know, there's the different qualities I like about Steve. He's kind, he's gentle, he's these things, right? And if you can look at it, you can see Laura has taken inventory here. Okay, Laura knows at this point, this is why I say, y'all get on my nerves when y'all sit up here and say, Laura waited too long or Laura made him wait in this. Because Laura has now matured. Laura knows now what she is getting into. I have taken time out. I have thought about this. I have lived through it. I've experienced these things with him. We've always been able to find ourselves on the right side of things, right? I'm attracted to him now. I've fallen in love with him now. Laura has taken inventory of all of that. She's getting pay attention, people. Laura is getting so much pushback by everybody. Can you imagine that?
Even though Steve has many wonderful qualities, he has a few less wonderful qualities, and for some reason, only the less wonderful qualities are coming to mind at the moment.
Wow.
I'm into a whole new social thing. Steve wanted to tag along, and I had to cut the cord.
I know Steve is irritating, but he has feelings just like anybody else. He's been a good friend to all of us, especially you, Eddie.
Get back there and let Laura, speak for us a little bit. But she's going to continue to speak. But I just want to encourage you. When somebody, and they can't think of one good thing, or one good quality about you, odds are it's not you. Odds are it's them. Because everybody, everybody has some good on the inside of them. Because God created you. All right.
Laura,
Let's get to it.
what do you love about Steve?
That's what's important.
Well, he's sweet and he's gentle. And he makes me laugh. And he's really smart.
Right.
And one day I think one of his crazy inventions might change the world.
Laura. Laura. This is why I love Laura, though. Ask Laura, what do you love about Steve? But they didn't ask Laura. Check it. They didn't ask Laura what she loves about Stefan. Because Stefan already has a pass. We don't need to know. We don't care. He gets a pass with us. What we need you to do is we need you to tell us what you love about Steve. Justify. What do you love about Stefan and Steve? They didn't ask that. They just asked, what do you love about Steve? Because Stefan already has a pass. Again, these are not people Laura cared about what other people thought. You mean her mom, her dad, her brother, and her best friend? Don't you? Yeah, I'm saying, don't you? You're not talking about strangers. Laura didn't care nothing about strangers. Laura, kiss Steve in front of everybody. Laura, stand up for Steve in front of everybody. That ain't the issue.
Steve, did you have wine with dinner?
If you're asking whether or not I'm intoxicated, the answer is yes. Yes. 1,000 times yes. I'm drunk on you, baby.
What am I going to do with you, Steve Urkel?
Just love me, Laura. Love me like I love you.
Love me like I love you. She game. She game. She game. She game for it. She game for it. I'll bring that back in real quick. Because see, all this is so connected. All this is so connected. But what Laura did was Laura called him Steve Urkel. She's calling him by a name that has been, Steve Urkel's a ridiculed name. Have been.
What am I going to do with you, Steve Urkel?
Steve Urkel is a name that's made fun of, right? Steve Urkel is the boudoir of everybody's jokes. And that's why it's actually so much more powerful. I think that there is an acceptance there. There is a reality there. It says, and I think one of his inventions may, stop the press here, guys, okay? May change the world. Do you know what that means? Laura sees a world changer on the inside of Steve. Now, let me give it to you like this.
To turn on the grill, I'm gonna fry you up a Steve-O Supremo.
Urkel, I don't think you should do any cooking.
Don't fret, my pet. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Oh. So again, we're just looking at all these different things here. Okay, with Steve giving his best, giving him the best that I got, but it still turns into stuff like that. Look how bad this got. Look at how bad this got. They're giving this boy oxygen. Look how bad this got.
Project the Laura. Did I
all this stuff. We're just looking at all these different things, okay, that Steve has done over the years.
This I do there. Come on and let me drive you home. Wow! Steve! Don't worry, I'm fine. This bag broke my fall.
That Joker's in pieces. So we're just seeing the not even self-destruction. The Winslow, Steve Urkel Winslow destruction.
And my fall broke this bag. Steve, now, sweetums, but I had to put the finishing touches on my latest invention.
So what'd you invent this time?
Good job, Steve. I don't know if that's appropriate. Oh, there it is. Steve, this is what I'm talking. We're gonna get back to it. We're gonna get back to it. I'm just saying all this stuff.
Did I do that? This is the toy, and I'm your boy.
Okay.
Steve, you don't even know how to drive.
So I learned.
Give it up, Steve. You had 20 accidents last year just walking.
She said, you had 20 accidents last year just walking. Just walking, you had 20 accidents.
She's right, but in my defense, 4 of those walkers had been drinking.
4. You still count for 16 of them, Steve. You still count for 16 of them.
Steve, wait a minute. Don't do any odds. Steve, wait.
Did I do that?
Things that Steve did there. Laura is saying these things. I just love this so much. Laura is saying these things about Steve as far as I think that he can make something, build something that will change the world. She's doing this with no evidence. Because almost everything Steve has built, besides the type of things that he's done, they have not turned out good. So Laura's even saying this off of faith. Right? Not experience, because her experience would say, man, he been messing up and he gonna keep messing up. No. And this is why I keep saying the beauty and people understanding the beauty, of the Steve and Laura storyline is because Laura, she took her time, but look where she is now, that she sees these things in him that other people don't see, that she got to even justify to her own parents. This whole thing right here with Laura is so absolutely insane. The stance that she is keeping right now.
Smart. You know,
Got to bring it
one
back.
day I think one of his crazy inventions might change the world.
Right there.
Yeah.
That part.
If he doesn't blow it up first.
Mom, what made you say yes to Dad?
Well, that's easy. I loved him with all my heart, and I felt I couldn't live without him.
That's the best advice they gave her right there. That's the best. That's what you needed right there, Laura.
I love you.
Steve,
I'm so happy.
I love you too.
That's what you needed right there, huh, Laura? Okay. Uh-oh. Steve.
Goodbye, Laura.
Where are you going?
Moscow, methinks.
Moscow.
Russia. Why?
That's far
I'm going
away.
to visit my parents.
Oh, do they know you're coming?
Heck no, that give them a 15-hour head start.
How long will you be gone?
Forever. Maybe longer.
Steve different. Steve's different. So this is the thing. At this point, Steve and Laura have been through so much. And I'm not just talking about friendship. I'm talking about people not accepting them. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think Steve leaving right now? Do we need to bring it back?
Permission to ask for your daughter's hand in marriage.
Come on, Steve. Head up. You know what I'm saying?
Now, let me get this straight.
Oh, no, he's stuttering.
Laura, my daughter Laura,
Yeah.
has agreed to marry
You?
Oh, no, not yet.
Wow.
I just wanted your blessing before I asked her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Steve?
Stefan? Well, what are you doing here?
Right.
I just proposed to Laura.
That's a really good question, Steve, huh? What is he doing here?
Well, I just proposed to her. Why?
Who do you choose?
You know, Carl laughing in his face. Stefan stepping up, coming out of the blue. When everything was going, just beautiful between him and Laura, Stefan pops back up, right? So now Steve is just in all doubt. He's in all doubt. He may have tapped out. I don't know. You look like you're tapping out right now.
No, why are you leaving?
Oh, Laura, I feel so foolish. The other night when I proposed to you, it was very kind of you not to laugh in my face.
Steve, why would I do that?
Right.
Oh, come on. There's no comparison between Stefan and me. It's like getting a proposal from Brad Pitt and then 5 minutes later getting another one from Mr. Bean.
Here we go. Everybody got Stefan in their mouth but Laura. Everybody has picked Stefan for Laura but Laura. A lot to take in. It's a lot.
Steve, don't be so hard on yourself. I took your proposal very seriously.
You did?
I sure did.
Thank you, Laura. I'll savor that morsel when I'm sipping borscht at Starbucks in Red Square.
Oh, he's still leaving. He's still leaving. Laura in love, you know what I'm saying? And they have to, what I really wanted to point out, because I don't think people, actually, I know that people do not recognize this in this situation with Laura, how she has to rationalize her love, right? She has to talk about it in such a way to get people to understand. And that is interesting to me because Steve and Laura have been building for years, right? But I told you some of the most beautiful moments that Steve and Laura have had, have not been around everybody. That's why it's so amazing. It's so beautiful because it's really not around, other people necessarily. It's like their moments. But let's remember, Carl does know that Steve and Laura have been dating. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows it has not been a secret. They have come home, from the dates, on the way to the date, Steve, all that. So Carl knows, the parents know that Steve and Laura have been dating, and what I also found very interesting here is that Carl does not mention to Laura that Steve did come to him, and do it he came and did it, the right way, with the right stuff. But he came and did it. Now, Stefan did it, years and years ago. Years and years ago. He did go and ask Carl. But let's remember what Stefan did. Stefan went and asked Carl after he had already proposed to Laura. Steve came in and did it the right way. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting to me that Carl did not mention this to Laura, like, hey, well, just to let you know, Steve did come and talk to me. Because Stefan didn't even go back and like, oh, let me go and make sure still everything's good with Pops. He didn't go back and do that. And so I even think that right there is a big thing to say, Steve did, take the time out, to ask me for your hand in marriage. That doesn't even impress, Carl. And this is point how much Laura loves Steve, but he does know how much Steve loves Laura. And my thing is, that's what I would want my father to want. Yes, does finances matter? Yes, finances and all that stuff matters. But let's remember, okay? Let's remember, Laura is going to school to be a lawyer. She's going to have her own, pretty pennies in her pocket as well. She's going to have that. And Steve, there's no telling what this dude can do, right? That's why I thought it was so dope that Laura told them that, one of his inventions one day may change the world. As in, Steve has all the potential in the world. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just such a beautiful thing, but I just don't get the vibe of the parents. I don't get the whole, but this is also, we like to I call them God tests, right? Where God sometimes will test you, will allow a test to come to test your old self. You know what I'm saying? to see, have you really changed? Have you really renewed your mind? Have you really grown? Are you really for me? Are you going to stand your ground? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to keep your peace? Are you going to keep moving forward? Trust me, I know about this stuff, okay? You know, and this is what Laura's going through, right? Where her past is being brought up. You know, what the parents are talking about, well, Stefan got money and he's good looking and he's smooth and all this other type of stuff. That's the stuff that may have impressed the old Laura, not the new Laura. Laura has been completely impressed by what, y'all, from Steve? Love. Just straight up, pure, I am in love with you. It's in the growth of her maturity and his. So Laura don't care about that stuff. But Stefan is smooth. Laura don't care because Laura sees, you know, this new version of Steve. Let's remember that Myra rejected. I'm just saying, for the record, the Steve that Laura sees is the one that Myra rejected. Okay, that I'm just giving y'all a little soliloquy to how we got here. Okay, and sometimes these things will come like that. Sometimes they will come like that, you know, and they'll come, like I said, in tests. And so what Laura's doing right now is having a test between her past and her future. Right? And she's having it. Okay, do you go and you go and you're with Stefan and you go be that old person, huh? Or you go be that old person, or do you go with your new self? You know what I'm saying? And go start your life with Steve, right? Who has, you know, walks in a different identity like Laura does. You know, so we get up. This is why, again, I keep saying why I love the storyline of Steve and Laura, because this stuff will happen. Whenever you're getting ready to go to the next level, oh, trust me, the drama's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? The old boyfriend gonna pop up. The old girlfriend gonna pop up. You know, like, and you ain't listen, you know, you ain't talked to in a while. They all of a sudden want to kick it. You know what I'm saying? All these different things come from these different directions to distract you, to get you off course, to get you out of, you know, actual God's will for you, right? So that's what all this is with Laura right now. It's to get her off course, right? That's what Stefan, this is what I keep saying about Stefan and Myra. They were distractions to God's will, to Steve and Laura, and what they're supposed to have, because what they have in each other, they can't get nowhere else. It's because Laura realizes, man, what she can get, what she gets out of Steve, how she feels with Steve, how she feels in his arms, how she feels when she's kissing him. You know what I'm saying? She can't get that anywhere else. And Steve already knew that about Laura. You know what I'm saying? He already knew that from when he was young. What this woman has, I can't get nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? You can bring the counterfeits in Stefan. You can bring the counterfeits in Myra, but it's not going to fit. It's not going to work. It's not going to last. It's just crazy to me. Like, it's crazy that Laura has to rationalize and justify her love for Steve. You know, and this, again, this is why I keep saying people, Laura was me, and Laura was this, and Laura was that. And I'm like, people, y'all don't recognize the influence of family. What is the issue that the parents are having with Laura? Or any of them. Maxine, what is the issue that Maxine has with Steve? Does she thinks he's a bad guy? No, they just frankly don't think he's good enough. They don't think he's good enough. And you don't think that this has been an impression on Laura since she was even young, that Steve is, loved and he's tolerated, with the Winslows, right? But he isn't necessarily celebrated. He isn't, and you're seeing that now. You go do everything right. You go ask for her father, ask for her hand in marriage, and her father laughs in your face. Like, I'm just saying, just take that in for a second. You know what I'm saying? That's enough to turn any man around. I know a lot of y'all brothers. I got a lot of y'all brothers. That's enough to turn any guy around. Like, dang, her dad just laughed in my face, though. Like, okay, how is this going? You know what I'm saying? How is this going to go? And all I'm saying is, I wonder if people ever considered that was the war that was on the inside of Laura. Laura looks to the right of her. Laura looks to the left of her. Nobody's accepting Steve. Even if she did have feelings for him, how would it go? You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so beautiful now, because Laura's at a place now where she don't care. She does not care. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I say, even here, I love Laura's stance. And that's what I'm saying. Bring the thing all the way back around, okay? We can find ourselves in these situations where I want to encourage you. This is stuff hey, this ain't even, I don't even believe in God. I don't even love God like that. It doesn't matter. This is a life thing. Whenever you're trying to go to the next level, distractions will come. They will be a waiting. They will be a knocking, right? And that's what Stefan is. And a lot of times what that distraction is there to do is to either hold you back, to remind you of what you were. You know what I'm saying? But the distraction needs to be a reminder that you're actually going up. Distraction needs to be a reminder that you're actually going to the next level in that relationship, next level in that job, next level in that goal, next level in whatever that thing is. You're going to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Get staunch with it. Have 10 toes down like Laura's doing. This is why this was so powerful, because the parents can laugh. The parents can say whatever they want to say about Stefan. They can say whatever whatever they don't say about Steve. And Laura ain't moving. Laura's not budging. She's not budging. Whatever I'm trying to tell you. Going to the next level and stuff is not easy, right? You go and get a promotion on your job. Suddenly, these people that you were friends with, they ain't liking you the same way because you moved up. Those are distractions, right? To pull you back down, to pull you back to your old self, to pull you back to your old past. And so that is just the encouragement. You know what I'm saying? Live your life like Laura Winslow here, unapologetically. Love God, love people. May God bless you. May God keep you.